Hey everyone, what's up and welcome to the channel. Today we are back and we are going to be making a full complete tier list of every gadget in the finals. This tier list is going to include every gadget across every class, and it's all going to be compiled into one tier list rated from S tier all the way down to D tier. I'm extremely excited for this tier list. We did make a weapons tier list rating every weapon from S tier down to D tier. I did highly encourage you guys to comment and give your opinions on where I place individual items because you guys shed some pretty interesting perspectives. So I want you to do the same here for the gadgets. We're gonna get straight into this. If you guys enjoy, a like is always appreciated. Subscribe if you guys want to see more. We drop tons of finals videos and I do stream on Twitch every day. Link to that is in the description. Let's get into this. Alrighty, so here we are. Like I said, S tier all the way down to D tier. We're gonna start top left all the way down to bottom right. And this journey begins with the APS turret. The APS turret, instantly, I'm putting this thing in S tier. As a medium player, I actually cannot get by without it. The amount of C4 barrels that get thrown at me, RPGs, explosives, I make sure that I have one of these by my feet anytime I shoot at anybody because I know a heavy's probably around the corner ready to explode me. So S tier for the APS turret. Moving on to the Barricade. I actually think the Barricades are really good. So much so that I'm putting them in A tier. I've been questioning what meta heavy build is after Christmas update nerfs to heavy. I've been rocking them with C4s and RPGs and it's actually kind of replaced Dome Shield for me. Don't get me wrong, Dome Shield is still incredibly good, but that's just my opinion. Next up we have the breaches. The breaches, I think for me, are going to go into a B tier gadget. I wouldn't say it's quite A tier. It is useful though. You can create openings and off angles as light, move cash outs, and even kind of defend cash outs from being stolen by putting it on it. They aren't the best gadget, but they're not exactly bad. They do have some use and effectiveness. C4s on the other hand, I would say C4s are S tier right now, definitely. You could put these things on barrels. I think that's what's really solidifying its S tier spot. The C4 barrels is the best way to open gunfights right now. It's crazy the amount of damage it does. You get endless amounts of picks, and it's also just good to double stack C4s on cash outs, and you know, it's a great defensive tool. The defibrillators, S tier on medium class. Super good. The best way to keep teammates in a gunfight, keep gunfights alive, and that paired with a healing beam on the medium class is probably one of the most overpowered and tedious things to deal with or play against right now. The Dome Shield, I still think the Dome Shield is in A tier. Just to clarify once again, these aren't in any particular order. They're just S tier gadgets. Yeah, I'd say the Dome Shield paired with the Mesh Shield is still a very effective heavy build. If not, probably still the best. Dome shields, they did get nerfed from 350 health down to only 300 health in the Christmas update. So they're easier to shoot out. I thought they were getting pretty easy to shoot out with 350 health, but they caught a nerf in advance. So next up we have the explosive mines. I think the explosive mines, the mines are a bit finicky for me because mines are heavily used right now. I wouldn't say that the explosive mine is an A tier gadget. I think mines are very good in general, and hopefully this will make more sense by the end of the tier list, but I think that the explosive in particular is a B tier gadget. The gas mine is so much more effective. Yes, if you do shoot out an explosive mine, it will, you know, breach the floor and could move the cash out, which could buy some time. Themselves, like if you shoot them out, they explode. They're not the biggest blast radius. They're pretty easy to avoid, and it's a B tier gadget for me. Flashbangs, I just instantly throw those in D tier. I've tried to make flashbangs work so much. I really have. I want this gadget to be good because it is pretty annoying when you get blinded, but when you're pushing teams, the amount of times you kind of accidentally hit your teammates, or even if your teammates are just looking in that direction, everybody gets blinded. It's a big mess. Maybe it'll get buffed or, you know, be shown its true potential by some magical player, but right now I'm putting it in D tier. Frag Grenades, on the other hand, rated strictly for its capabilities, it's an A tier gadget. It is simply outclassed by other gadgets right now, which makes me want to put it into D tier, but if I'm rating the gadget on its sole capabilities, it's got to be A tier for me. I rock frags on the medium class a lot, and you get 2 of them. The cooldown is pretty short, and the amount of kills you get with frags is insane. It's one of the most effective ways to take down heavies. extremely strong. Like I'm not even joking. If you haven't tried frags, use them, and I think it's gonna really surprise you. The toxic gas is another. I'm gonna say at least one of your teammates needs to be using toxic gas right now. It is an extremely strong gadget. It's definitely stronger than the gas mine for me because it's a guaranteed set off. If you have a couple of teammates rocking toxic gas and you cycle through, like I throw mine, wait till it finishes, next teammate throw theirs, and mine's already on cooldown, you can block off the potential to steal cache sites for so long. It brings so much control to gunfights and just even defense play. So yeah, toxic gas is a must for me right now. It's definitely an S tier gadget. Next up we have the gas mines though, following the gas grenades, and this is where I put, like, in terms of mines, it's the better mine, but it's not a B tier gadget, it's an A tier gadget. The gas mines, you can shoot these things out to kind of buy time on cash outs, but it's a lot more risky than toxic gas grenades because you actually have to have a line of sight on it, and you got to make sure you can actually like see it to shoot it to by that time. But they are really good. Like if people step on these things and they blow up, it buys so much time. These gas grenades, you can actually stick to the ceilings of one floor under where you're trying to push, and the gas explodes in a massive 360. So it's not just the room that the gas affects, it's the bubble. So like I said, stick it to the ceiling and it'll explode in the room above. So yeah, A tier gadget for me. Glitch grenades. Okay, glitch grenades, I want to put them. Okay, no, once again, there's a lot of S tier gadgets. I know it's maybe we're just pounding through them early. If I'm a light character and I'm not using glitch grenades in ranked, you're literally selling. It is the best way to shut down heavies and all the crazy utility that squads pull up to cache sites with. If you can glitch grenade them, you can turn it into straight 3v3 gun duels, and with the good positioning you probably already have holding a cache out, you're more than likely gonna win. So glitch grenades are definitely S tier right now. Moving on, we have the these are the glitch traps. Glitch traps for me, I've actually used these things quite a bit and really tried to make them work. They're just not it. I'm gonna put them into C tier though, because I don't think they're as bad as flashbangs. If you do see enemy teams pulling up and they throw a dome or pull up with a mesh shield onto a cache site, chances are the mesh shield guy is walking around trying to cover his homie, and if they pull a dome shield, they're probably all running inside. And if there's a couple of glitch mines around it, it can actually disable all of the utility they pull up with. It's really effective when it works, but in strict defense situations when you wish it did damage, it's just not as good as gas mines. I think gas mines are just as effective as glitch traps and more once they actually detonate on site. So I'd rather be using explosive or gas when they work. Moving on, we got the Goo Grenades. Okay, the Goo Grenades, definitely a B tier gadget. Don't get me wrong, this is where I think some of you guys are gonna be a little upset I'm not putting it into the A tier set of gadgets. I think that just because it's being outclassed right now and its lack of effectiveness in comparison to the other gadgets, I gotta put it in B tier. But Goo Grenades are really good. I think they are definitely going to be A tier, if not maybe even S tier one day if they get the right buffs. I think they're a little inconsistent when you throw them and you get stuck inside of them and they all explode and then your Goo Grenade's wasted. But you can use it to defend, you can use it to take space, you can use it on walls to actually climb up and avoid the need of our next gadget, jump pad. But yeah, I think it's a B tier. Speaking of the jump pad though, I think jump pad is definitely A tier. I actually, no, see, there we go, it's S tier. I think you need jump pads. Jump pads is definitely the most useful mobility tool in the game, more so than zip lines. I personally don't use jump pads a lot because I have teammates who rock them, but that's what made me have to put it in S tier. I was gonna say A tier, but if you don't have a jump pad and there's hanging structures, you're just screwed. It's a jump pad, you can use it during combat, you can use it to get the team around. It's really important to get your heavies around with it. S tier for me. Motion sensors. Motion sensors, I've try to make these things work as well. I think they're really good tools to use as a light to kind of like give yourself information to get picks, but in terms of like entire team utility, I really just don't think it's that great of a gadget. Not anything useful that's going to turn the tides of a battle. I'm going to put it in D tier right now. Motion sensors just need some love. Maybe they're just not great of an ability overall. Pyro Nades. Pyro Nades, I think that's going to be our next C tier gadget, even though the stuff in this game works in a rock paper scissors fashion where Pyro Nades are necessary to cancel out gas. I think that is the only thing that would make me move it up to B tier. Like, Incendiary Grenades do so little damage, it's actually atrocious. If you throw it at goo to destroy goo, which it's known to be really powerful at, the goo still stays on fire and you still can't run through the goo for like a hot minute. So it's not great at that. And if you do chuck an incendiary grenade at toxic gas, it'll get rid of the gas, but then fire still lingers around. Given it does a lot less damage than the gas, so you'll probably be able to tank it and steal a cash out. It's still crap you got to deal with even after you use a grenade, which is like the only thing it's good at. And if you actually throw it at people, bro, incendiary damage does like no damage, man. Like, you can maybe kill lights with it, but other than that, I mean, I don't panic when I get hit by these things. So they're C tier for me. Next up, we have the Pyro Mines. If you thought Pyro Nades were bad, well, just wait till you meet Pyro Mines. These things are atrocious. They're just not good. I would rather use any other tool in the game than a Pyro Mine when I need to defend. Like, I would rather throw toxic gas, throw grenades. I'd rather throw grenades to defend than have a freaking Pyro Mine sitting down. I've thought of ways to use Pyro Mines to counter gas, and I just can't think of a lot of situations where it would be effective. It's just not a great tool, and when it does blow up, it causes flame damage, but flame damage is a lot less dangerous than gas damage, so that's where it ends up for me. RPG. I think RPG is a incredible tool. See, now I'm getting a little funky here. I mean, no, RPG is really good right now. RPG is S tier for me. I wanted to say, like, there are certain moments where I actually feel like you could probably get away with not using RPG. I can very easily see RPG falling down to A tier at some point with another nerf. But right now it's S tier. It's just a really, really reliable tool. It's great for killing people. It's great for blasting holes, entry damage, moving cache sites down floors. It's just nice to have extra explosives in your back pocket, and it's super convenient because it's shootable. Smoke grenades, that's a D tier for me. Smoke grenades need a lot of love right now. I think smoke grenades could actually be really useful in the future if they made the cloud bigger and increase the density of the smoke. Yeah, it's D tier for me right now. They're almost borderline useless. Sonar grenades, on the other hand, okay, so I think sonar grenades right now, paired with recon senses, which is the main build that I rock. I like recon senses with sonar grenades because you know where to effectively throw them. They are extremely powerful in that build. So I'm gonna put them in A tier. Maybe I'm a bit biased here because I use them. They did get a bit of a nerf going into full launch. The radius, like the dome of the scan, is a lot smaller, but that's why with recon senses, if you know where to strategically throw them, it's still a decent radius, and you spam 2 of those things, you can give your entire team wall hacks, which makes pushing cash outs super simple and super easy. You can team play together, you can push together, everything's just so much more effective when you have wall hacks. So I think the sonar grenades are A tier for sure. The stun gun is okay. So here, this is where it gets interesting. The stun gun is an incredibly effective light class tool, but I don't think I can put it in S tier right now. There's been countless amount of times where I turn on lights with stun guns and one clip them because they don't have a lot of health. I think that there are a lot of other gadgets, especially Goo Grenades, that you could supplement out for at high level rank instead of the stun gun. Ever since they nerfed stun gun going into full launch, where your sensitivity, your look around sensitivity doesn't get affected, it lost a lot of its power. So I think you can live without it. If you couldn't live without it, I would put it into S tier. All these gadgets are hands down must needs, but I can find a reality where I don't need this thing, so it's A tier for me. The thermal vision. Thermal vision is going to be another D tier gadget for me. I actually think that paired with the smoke grenades is where thermal vision actually has a lot of potential. I think once smoke grenades get buffed, that's when thermal vision is really going to come to shine. If the cloud was bigger, if the density was thicker, having thermal vision is kind of like Bangalore in Apex Legends when you're Bloodhound or have a Sear Dome down. Yeah, you can see everybody through your little digital threat. You can one clip people who can't even see you, and that combo is going to be deadly one day. It's just today's not that day. So yeah, smoke grenades, thermal vision stays in D tier. The tracking dart, on the other hand, tracking dart, oh man, okay, I don't think I can put this thing in D tier. It is not as bad as these gadgets. I'm going to put it into C tier because it's about this level of effectiveness right now. I think the tracking dart gets outshined because of how powerful a lot of these upper tier gadgets are, to the point where it makes it really hard to want to use this thing, especially when sonar grenades exist. But I have tried medium builds where I rock the tracking dart gun with sonar grenades and recon senses, and it is a very useful tool. It exactly for 15 seconds puts people on wall hacks. It has a nice sniper scope on it, and it's hit scan. It's very easy to hit people, and it puts people on scan for an extremely long time. I think it's a good tool, but it's just not great, like in a great spot right now. So C tier is where it's gotta fall. The Vanish Bombs. Vanish Bombs is about as B tier of a gadget as we could get on this list. I like the Vanish Bombs. I've coordinated it in ranked and made some pretty awesome pushes where the team doesn't expect us to push. I think it's great when you have jump pads and you're pushing teams on hanging structures and you all fall on them while invisible. Nobody ever sees it coming. It's really effective, but I think it really shines an individual usage with the light right now. I think it's really nice to pair with a dash ability. It provides that invisibility perk that you get with the invis specialty, but you don't have to crutch it. You get a little bit more movement. When I was using the Vanish Bomb, I was pairing it with dash and I was using it with stun gun and glitch grenade. But if I was really thinking about it now, like I would probably go Vanish Bomb, gas grenade, glitch grenade, because the stun gun isn't, I mean, you could get rid of the stun gun. It just pairs nicely with the Vanish Bomb because, you know, when you sneak up on someone with invisibility, it's pretty much a free stun. So, and lastly, we have the Zipline. The Zipline's a very effective tool, very effective source of mobility. I actually think it is more useful than the jump pads in certain situations. But to finish off this tier list, I think it's dancing somewhere between A tier and B tier for me. I have seen double mobility medium builds work really well, and it does save you in certain situations where you gotta deposit cash. So I think I'll put the Zipline in A tier. It's pretty damn good. I think overall this looks like a solid tier list. It looks pretty well balanced. We do have a good chunk of D tier gadgets, but from C tier up to S tier, I mean, it's a nice little pyramid curve right there. It looks good to me. I'm actually really happy with this. But let me know what you guys think of my gadget tier list down in the comments. Are you absolutely upset with some of the placements I've made, or are you relatively, you know, in line with what I was thinking? I'd like to know. I do stream every day over on Twitch. That's where we grind some finals and other FPS games, and we've been playing a lot of ranked tourneys. So if you guys want to see me play it out over there, I hope to see you guys over on my Twitch. I appreciate all the follows you guys have been showing over there, and we can argue about this tier list over on my Twitch. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys want to see more. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Have a good rest of your day. Keep up, stay out. Peace out.